So, you finished your book. First of all, congratulations! I am so proud of you, and I know that it took a lot of effort to finish that book. This might be your first draft, or it might be the second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever it is. Please pat yourself on the back. I actually just finished my first book. It's the first draft, so I feel like I can't even say that because it's not readable yet. I definitely have a lot of work to do. But before all that work is done, I really wanted to reflect on my experience and how I feel, and I felt like I couldn't do it. I felt like there were too many things going on inside my head. So if you're like me and you need a format to kind of help you go through things, I have 7 questions that you can answer that might help you reflect and really take in the moment of finishing your book. As we go through these, I will also be answering them. So I'm going to put timestamps in the description because I don't think I'm actually able to do it in the video. Number 1, how long did you work on this draft? For me, it was almost 9 months. Almost the amount of time it takes to make a baby. In a way, this book is my baby, and it's really, really cool that it took that long if I think about it. I thought it would only take me 6 months. If you watched some of my previous videos, I had some very ambitious goals. I had no idea that I had so much to tell in the second half of the book, but here I am. Number 2, what was your biggest daily/weekly/monthly workout? Now, you don't have to answer for each one. It's just depending on what you want to put down and what you recorded. Now, you might not have even recorded your word count at all, and that is totally okay. It is not something that should measure your success in writing. It is just sort of a way that I kept track of my progress throughout this draft, and I will do it again for my next draft. Depending on how you kept track of your progress, that's sort of what this question is. So if the word count thing doesn't work, feel free to change it. For me, my biggest daily word count was 3,062 words. That is so much for me. I mean, what's even crazier is that it happened this month, February 2025. It was on the 18th. This month actually also was my biggest word count. I had not written this much the entire draft, but it seems that being in Act 3 really kicked me in gear. This month alone in February, and keep in mind it's February 25th, I think. It's February 25th. I wrote 26,880 words from the first to now. So almost 27,000 words in 25 days, and I didn't even write every day. I didn't want to do the math for my weekly ones, so I didn't answer that one. But if you kept track based on your weeks, that would be beneficial for you. Question number 3. What section of this draft made you most emotional? For me, I wrote, my gut says when Act 2A ends. What I mean by Act 2A, it's when you hit the midpoint is when Act 2A ends. That's the moment my brain says, because Nissa experiences her first forest fire. If you know nothing about my story, that means nothing to you, but the main conflict that you start out the story with is that there are forest fires happening and they don't know why. And she experiences her first one out in the forest, and it's scary but also beautiful. It was the most emotional for me that I can think of. There's a lot of emotional moments, but that's the one my gut says. Number 4, who or what are you grateful to have had while writing? For me, it's my husband, and then my cat Sylvie, because she sat with me a lot. I'm looking at her, sorry. She sat with me a lot during this, and I added my candle. I needed that scent sometimes to really bring me into the story. For you, it could have been a cup of coffee, or your blanket, or your fuzzy socks, or a good soundtrack going on in the background. That's the kind of stuff I mean, because sometimes you want to remember how that made an impact on you. Number 5, what lessons did you learn during this experience? That could be a whole thing. I mean, I learned so many lessons, but I just broke it down into a few short sentences. I learned good habits break bad ones. I had a whole video about that. Writing a few words is better than none. Some days, I swear to you, I might have wrote 2 new words, and I went back and edited some things. I still count those, but Scrivener doesn't, so. Word vomit when starting a new chapter. For that, I just mean when you face a blank page and you are intimidated by it, just write in bullets or random sentences, just like what the chapter is going to contain. It might be a mess, That's why it's called word vomit, but that's okay because it's a blueprint to work off of. And 4, I am capable of whatever I set out to do. That is one that I doubted for myself for years, honestly, because I found it really hard to continue with things sometimes. I would start and stop so many things, and I was just frankly tired of doing that, especially with writing. So I really dedicated my time to doing this, and I had a very unique opportunity to do this while taking a break from a 9-to-5. I decided I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I could do whatever I put my mind to. So I did it, and I proved myself right, and that kind of makes me want to cry, but I'm gonna piece it together for you. Number 6, what are you most proud of, either with your writing or yourself? I did both. As far as writing goes, I'm proud of how the end of Act 3 became eloquent and emotional in all the right spots. In this draft, there are moments where I'm really just rambling on the page what needs to happen, and I'm not making it pretty, and it's not structured, and I didn't always write the best, so it's good that at the end, the words just flew out of my fingertips, and they were actually really nice and eloquent, and the emotions he invoked were good. I still have to fix a lot of stuff, but like it's less to fix, and I'm proud of myself for that. But as far as being proud of myself as a human being, I'm proud that I found the motivation to not only write, but be a better me during all of this. I have made a lot of progress as a human being at the same time as pursuing a dream of mine. And number 7, what would you tell yourself if you could go back to the day you started the book? Crazily enough, in my Notion, when I started this project, I dated when I started, and I came up with the idea. It has changed, like I said, but the idea to write this book was on March 11th, 2021, which is crazy because it's almost been exactly 4 years. Anyway, I'd go back to then, March 11th, 2021. And I would say this: be excited. For the first time since you were in middle school, the chances of achieving that unachievable dream have grown significantly. And by the unachievable dream, I mean publishing a book that I wrote. You did it. You wrote a full-length novel through thick and thin, and you're going to tell a story close to your heart. A story you needed to hear a year ago. A story others needed to hear and will hear. Keep going when you want to give up. Take rest when you need it. And know that the day will come when the hard work comes to fruition. Believe in yourself. Because if you're anything like me, you didn't quite believe in yourself, but there was still some faith, still some hope, because you started the project. And you just weren't sure when you were going to actually finish it. You weren't sure if it would ever work out. I am so glad that it did. I'm so glad that after everything, I actually believed in myself. But I was struggling at the time, so that's what I would tell my younger self. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that these questions help you as you're finishing your projects. I hope that it's something maybe you can look back on in the future. I just wrote mine down in my planner. You can write it down in your journal or your project, even just somewhere off to the side. I hope that whatever journey you're going on, whether that's writing or in your life, that it's going well and that you're making progress and that you keep going. I hope you have a great day, great week, great night. See you guys later.